Hello, and welcome to Tovvok's proper Spiral Spy tutorial on set building, specifically compounds. Now, lucky as I am, and the fact that I work with AID, I got the privilege and the honor to get a personal tutorial on how to build compounds from a happy apathy, and he requested that I make a video out of it. And since I make Spiral Spy tutorials, I figured this will help everybody who doesn't care to read or doesn't quite understand Happy Apathy's article on compounds. But trust me, you're going to want to pay attention during this tutorial because you're going to learn a lot of things that are going to let you make sets a lot faster in Spiral Spy, and it's going to make the process a lot smoother. So I'm going to just start getting along so you don't have to sit here and watch me blather on for a while. So before you even get started, before you open your Spiral Knights folder, before you open up whatever version of Spiral Knights you have, you want to make sure you go to hapappspy.tumblr.com. You'll see it right here. And you're going to want to scroll down. It's a long scroll because this is a really old article. So you're going to scroll down to where you find the Compound Revolution. Really interesting post. You should actually give it a read. But if you click on read more and you go into the post, you'll notice that at the bottom there is a download. You're going to go here and you're going to download that file. Dependent on what version of Spiral Spy you're running, you might need to reload textures because there was an issue with one of the updates that made textures not work. And if you keep scrolling and checking around Happy Apathy's Tumblr blog, you'll find all the textures on there. It's all there. It's all there. Moving on. Once you've downloaded the file, it'll be in a zip file. You're going to want to extract it to the desktop. And then you're going to want to go into your Spiral Knights folder under Resources and place it in there once it's extracted. Now, once it's extracted, you can go ahead and open up Spiral Spy. And you can go ahead and go into the Spiral Spy tile set. And you don't really need the model because this is set building. Alright, if you came here to look at model building, I have other videos up, and I'm going to be making more proper tutorials later on with models, whenever I get the time again. So go ahead and clear that, and you're going to be working pretty much from the preferences. So go ahead and just shrink the model thing, have this up where you can actually be viewing the work you're doing. This is what you want to do. Alright, I probably skipped a bunch of stuff. Don't mind it. I was just being stupid, and I got lost for a second. It's okay. I know what I'm doing. You go ahead and you open up your S-Spy tile set within your actual program, your Spiral Spy program, and you're going to open up blank compound. You can click on blank compound. What you want to do with the blank compound is you want to edit it. So you're going to click on edit, and you're going to do new model. So you go into config, and you're going to find in the S-Spy tile set, you're going to go to Clockworks, you're going to go to Floor, and you're going to find Floor Catwalk. That's the one you want. You should save this compound underneath of Floor in your tutorial material. Under tutorial material, you should have example built, and you should have floor built. I'm going to save my file as 3x1 tile base 2 because it's the second one I'm making. Okay, there we go. That was weird. It was saying open instead of save. I don't know why. Technical issue on my side. Ignore it. You have to close out of it. Happy had some kind of trick for making it load by using the arrows like that. But you see how it made the other one go away? So what I normally do is I'll clear it and I'll load the one that I just made, base 2, and then it shows up. So then you're good. And then you go back to editing. And that way you can actually look at it while you're working on the product. So you're going to have floor catwalk, and you're going to go all the way down to X101. Actually, don't use catwalk. Use floor base. use floor base. For this tutorial, use floor base. Okay? Sorry. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. Then you're gonna make another new model. You're gonna do the floor base again. You're gonna throw out a floor base. And then you want one of these ones at the bottom. You're gonna scroll down to the bottom of this list and pick X101, X102, X103, X104. It's personal preference. It's all personal preference. It's just how dynamic you want your floor plates to look. Once you have all of your tiles figured out for a specific thing, you want to save it. It's the smartest move with the translations to make sure the first one's 0 and you're moving it along the X. Don't mess with any of the other translations besides X. Make sure it's 0 and then 1 and then 2 for the last one, so they're not all stacked on top of each other. And yeah, it's the furthest one there. The other thing is an independent object of itself, so you can see I'll be able to mess with its coordinates, and it moves by itself. Here we go. We're going to I am going to edit this because happy by looking at what other pre-made systems had. They had parameters. Stuff that was already in Spiral Spy had parameters, and he looked at those parameters and he figured out certain things within those parameters. So you pretty much want to describe this exactly how it looks on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly do that. I'm probably going to speed up the clip or completely skip this. So insert fancy music here. And you want to make a new path. This is very important. When you're entering these parameters, the paths for the parameters, you need to make sure that you put in the full text. You copy it just as you see it here on the screen, and then you click enter after you've put it on the screen. You need to click enter. You can try clicking off of it, but in most cases it will end up erasing everything you just put on there. You need to make sure it says enter. And these names are also very important. You'll see once we're making the 3x3, it allows you to edit what the tiles look like outside of the edit option. It won't concretely save them, but as long as you're doing one session where you're shooting a lot of scenes or whatever, you can have the option to play with the tiles. And it's important that you have it all saved the way that I have it here, because all these parameters correlate to different tiles on the thing. So you want to start it with 0 and then 1 and then 2, and you name them their specific things. You'll realize I already messed up. It's really easy to get confused when you're being an idiot because you waited too long to make a tutorial that you should have made a while ago, but you didn't have the time to, so you forgot a lot of the things that you were taught originally, and you're figuring it out as you're teaching everybody else how to do it. But that is what it's for, and that is what it does. And then once you're done, important kids, save. Always save. Constantly be saving. Just save after every letter you type in. Type it in, enter, save. Always save. Or else you'll goof and you'll end up with a tutorial with a bunch of jump cuts because you suck at tutorials. I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad you all actually spent the time to come and look at my tutorial. I'm happy. Back to the tutorials. Okay. So now what are we going to do? We got this really nice fancy set piece. 3x1 tiles base 1, and we can mess with it. We can do everything with it. We can mess with the tiles without having to go into the edit option, and we can change what they actually are, and yeah, textures, whatever. You can do it all from right here. Once you clear and reload the file, it's going to reload as it was. you actually do have to go into the edit feature and change them internally from this panel to make it a permanent change. But at least you can play with it while it's out there. If you're, like I said before, if you're doing a single session, you can use it for that. Now we're going to move on to making a 3x3 file. So the 3x3 file. It's basically the exact same idea with this environmental model. You're going to make a new file. You're going to name it something different. And so I'm going to name mine 3x3 tiles base 2, since I'm showing you guys how to do these from scratch. I'm going to open up the 3x3. First, I should probably save it. First, I should probably go back to the blank compound. And then edit it, and then save the blank compound as 3x3 tile base 3. Make sure you're not saving over the blank compound, because that blank compound is your template. You're always going to go back to that to make new tile bases. So you want to name this new one 3x3 tiles base 3. And then you're going to do new model, and instead of picking from single files, you're going to go to, hold on, let me clear the screen of these other two so you can see it as I do it. There we go. Sorry, technical difficulties. You just have to play around with it until it actually shows up. Normally clearing it and reloading it will make the file show back up. I don't know what just happened for me. My Spiral Knights is being really finicky tonight, which is great while I'm doing a tutorial. So yeah, you're going to load that, and you're going to get everything that comes along with that. Just don't touch anything yet. What this does is allows you to go into this set, and now you can edit the little tiles within this 3x3 set that we've yet to make. So you're going to load another one of the 3x1 tile bases. You're going to transition it by 1y. You're going to transition it by 1y, and that will move it forward. And then you're going to make another new model, and you're going to take that same 3x1 tile base, and you're going to transition it by another y. So you're going to put in 2y there. And you can play with the way you want those files to look, the tiles to look, whatever way you care for them to look. So they're varied a little bit. And then you're going to do the parameters again. And if you are a quick-witted little booger, you can actually just copy-paste these by doing that, and then Control-C and Control-V, and then just change the number on the implementation models in the brackets, and then you're good, and it gives you the same desired effect. So you're going to save that, and then the finished result is what you see before you here. I'll clear it and load it again just to make sure. Now you have a 3x3 tile base, and you can edit all the tiles right here from the front page. Play with all the tiles. They should change as you mess with them. Yep, there they go. I think it was changing them to the same ones. So you can vary your tile set. I mean, you can pick anything. You could honestly pick anything. So it'll do different things, and you'll have to play with it. I'm gonna bring back up some of the happy apathy examples that are in here. I'm gonna bring those up. Whoa, I went out too far. Here it is. Custom, and then floor, and then where's one with trim? Here's one with trim. Oops, that's not the kind of trim I want, though. I want a 3x3 trim. I want one that's curving. Man, I got it the last time. There we go. With these, you're going to have to build them the way that the textures like them. Because it's really hard to actually, like, position and rotate those when they're by themselves. So if it's not at the desired angle you want it to be, put the compound together first, and then after the compound is together as like a 3x3, then you can rotate it, and then you can get the desired angle, and then you can just put another tile in there and just fit it into the place it needs to be at. Oops, not the Z. Wrong one. And there you go. And then it's as easy as that. That's the best way. Just for an example, before I finish, if I can find it in these files.
Here we go.
All of this is 3 compounds consolidated to be 1 compound. So, like this, that is a single compound. All of that. It was all stacked into itself to be 1 compound. And then it's all stacked into another compound to be this. And if you check out Apathy's blog, you'll note that he stacked about 10 of these things inside of each other before he even started to experience lag, and it wasn't a horrible lag. So you can make really good-sized environments with this and put your actors or whatever. You could have something like 100 models within this, potentially, without any lag. So you can make much better scenes, and yeah, just a lot better source for actually making Spiral Spy comics or anything like that. A lot less primitive than the old way. Like Apathy said, this is the compound revolution. If you watch this tutorial and you were ever interested in making a Spiral Spy comic, I hope I've inspired you, or any Spiral Spy scenes. And I encourage you to go out and actually make those videos, make those comics, those scenes, because now you have the tools, and now's the time to do it. And you're just gonna have so much of an easier go than people that have tried it before and had to place tiles piece by piece. So I mean, now that you know how to do it, why not do it? And with that, I'll conclude this episode of the proper Spiral Spy tutorials. Hopefully I'll be able to get this up by late tonight or tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Let's make a 3x3 tile compound. So I'm gonna go. Oh no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. That didn't happen. You didn't see anything. So, to find the examples that Happy Apathy has stored in here, what you need to do is you need to go to Clockworks, and then Custom, and then Catwalk. Or, sorry, any of these files will work. And you can load in anything. And he's got a bunch of pre-made ones that you can look at, you can edit, and you can use for yourself. But don't rely on those. You probably want to make your own compounds, because you're going to want your own diverse structure, your own patterns, whatever. But these will be really helpful, and since I was already talking about them, I'll load one in here. And this is more or less the finished result of what compounds do. You have this one big piece that, see how it's like 9 different tiles, but they all move as one? Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And then you can just load a bunch of those into a room, and you have the floor done within about like 10 seconds, so it builds on itself.